is opening up about the heartbreaking decision to send their 16-year-old daughter more than 700 miles away for care. Hello, and thanks for sticking with us here at 5:30. I'm Connie Leonard. Reese Applegate has severe autism, and after years of escalating behaviors and dead ends in Kentucky's system, her parents say they had nowhere left to turn. They tell us a story WHS 11 aired earlier this year helped guide them to a place in Kansas where Reese is finally safe and thriving.
From the time she was born, Reese's parents, Miriam and Steve Applegate, say they knew something was different. By 18 months, they were searching for answers. And by age 5, they finally had one.
Right around 5 is when we were really like, obviously something's going on here and we need some help.
Without that autism diagnosis, help would have been out of reach.
That was just, completely unaffordable. Hundreds of dollars a week for therapy.
The Michelle P. waiver became their lifeline through elementary school. But then came middle school and COVID and puberty, a combination that sent everything spiraling.
And that's when things were just completely out of control. These tantrums would go on for hours on end, biting her arms, beating her head on walls, on the floor. These tantrums were so violent, attacking me in the car while I was driving, trying to hit her brother while I was driving. She took her hand and beat it on my passenger window and shattered it.
Their family life shifted into survival mode, the tag team system. One parent would attend a family event, the other stayed behind in the car to keep Reese safe.
You live in it long enough to where the judgment of others while you're out in public doesn't bother you as much, right? Because you're like, hey, look, I've got to do what I got to do. But certainly when those events would happen, right? Everybody else is stopping and staring.
For years, the waiver program, which helped pay for regular in-home therapy, kept Reese stable enough to remain at home.
That resource was probably the thing that kept her at home the longest.
But last winter, everything changed.
She broke the front windshield of one of our sitters' cars, right? Just bashed it in with her hand.
There were injuries to sitters, to family, even her grandfather.
She attacked him one time at dinner.
As Reese grew stronger, the violence escalated.
That was a hole in the wall also from where she had hit her head against the wall.
Their home was reinforced, but even that didn't last. They rotated ERs, psychiatric units waiting for beds, and at one point had to call 911.
They are completely not equipped to handle a situation like this.
That's when a psychiatrist at U of L Health's Peace Hospital offered a reality check.
The psychiatrist looked at us and said, it's time.
But time for what? Kentucky has no placement that fits Reese's needs. Some out-of-state facilities would not take her because of her aggression and low IQ. Others required families to surrender custody.
The idea also is you can give up custody of your child, and I absolutely will not do that. We will never do that. And it was a nightmare. No one could help me. Every number that I had from Kentucky Medicaid, they would say, I don't know how to help you with that. This isn't the right number.
The amount of effort that Miriam went through for all that was unbelievable.
Unreasonable.
It was unreasonable.
That's when a story you saw here on WHAS 11 about another Louisville teen, Frankie, changed everything.
Kansas came in when I had seen Frankie's story that you guys had done.
That facility in the story, Heart Spring in Wichita, became their only hope. After months of paperwork and advocacy and help from state leaders, Reese was finally accepted. On July 30th, the family made the 11-hour drive, which ended in yet another outburst.
I walked in just shaking, and I said, I looked at Brooke and I said, are you going to take her? Or are you going to ask us to leave? I was just freaking out about it. And they laughed and just said, most people cannot get kicked out of Heart Spring. This is why you're here.
And for the first time in years, Reese is safe and she's happy.
She is so happy. You can hear chatter in the background.
Only 2 aggressive incidents in months instead of every day.
And they just love her. She's in a fantastic place that is really good for her.
There are now 7 Kentucky children living and learning at Heart Spring. Reese's parents make the 700-mile trip as often as they can and say the staff there treat their daughter like their own.
There's not one person at Heart Spring that I don't trust with Reese.
They hope Kentucky one day builds a place just like it, so families don't have to choose between safety and separation.
And Reese's parents say they hope state leaders recognize the gap in services and work toward bringing a similar, highly specialized program to Kentucky in the future. But they say recent visits to Frankfort left them feeling that many of our lawmakers are out of touch.